everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review, swatches, and also a tutorial on this look using the new e.l.f. Rose Gold eyeshadow palette in Sunset. If you're interested to see swatches on this and my thoughts on this as well, just keep on watching. But if you're not yet subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe. If you'd like to see a review, swatches, and also a tutorial how I created this look, just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with the tutorial first, just because I always start off with my review first and then I do swatches and tutorial last after the video. So this is what the inside of the palette looks like. You get these beautiful warm tone shades right here. So I did prime my eyelids and set them as well. I actually took this lightest shade in this palette to set. The first thing off the bat I noticed while doing this eye off of camera was that there's no matte like brow bone setting your whole eyeshadow primer shade. This is more of a shimmer shade. I don't know if you guys can tell. So I did use that. It wasn't a big deal because it wasn't super shimmery or anything like that. It was more kind of like satin finish. So it worked for me, but if you're paler than I am and also like deeper than I am, this shade might not work for you to set your eyeshadow primer. So the first shades I took were these two matte shades right here, and I just took a fluffy brush and just applied them in my crease, just kind of tapped into both of them a little bit just to put this again in my crease. I do notice that there is kickback as well. Nothing too crazy, but there is kickback. Again, I use these two shades right here. So there is kickback, but as you can see, the pigmentation is there. As long as the shadows are pigmented, I don't really care if there's kickback or not. But next up, I took a more smaller blending brush and I went in with this matte shade right here, this one, and just applied it again in my crease just to deepen up the crease. And then again, going in with my fluffy brush and blending everything out. I'm going to go in with the lightest shade in this palette to highlight my brow bone. This is a really yellow shimmer shade. I don't feel like it's super shimmery. I feel like it's a satin finish. So if you do not like light gold highlighting shades, you might not like this one. And now what we're going to do is take a packing brush. This is just the Sigma E55 brush. So for my lid, I went with the shade that my eye went straight towards too, and it was this shade right here, and it kind of matches my shirt now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to just pack it onto my brush and then apply it so you guys can see the pigmentation on it. And as you can see, it's pretty pigmented. And then what I'm going to do is also pack my brush again, but then apply some setting spray. That way it could be a little more vibrant. Without a setting spray, this shadow is really pigmented, but with a setting spray on the brush, it's gonna be even better. I'm gonna be taking a outer corner brush and going in with the darkest shade. Again, this is like a plummy brown shade, and a little bit of this shadow goes a really long way, I noticed with this side, so don't pack your brush a lot. Just start with a little bit and then build it up. And then what I'm going to do also is bring it down halfway again on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go back in with the crease brush shade and taking this shade right here as well. And just starting from the middle and blending out any harsh, darker purple shade we applied. The last thing I did was go back in with the lightest shade in here and just pack it in on my brush that I used for my brow bone. I didn't apply any setting spray when I did the other eye, but I think I'm going to do it with this eye to see if there's a difference. So there definitely is a difference. You can kind of see like a little more brighter on this side, so I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. So this eyeshadow is now complete. All I have to do is apply some liner to my lash line, and then I'm going to be applying mascara to this look. You could also apply some lashes and just do like a wing liner, and you will have a complete look, as you can tell. But I'm going to do those things off of camera, and I'll be right back to show you some swatches and also review this palette for you guys. So this is the packaging that you do get. It says e.l.f. Rosegold eyeshadow palette, and as you can see, it says sunset right here, and then the picture of the palette as well. Pretty standard to the other e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes that they do have. So on here it says achieve beautifully bold and subtle eye looks with this 10 perfectly curated warm tone eyeshadow shades. The collection of sunset hues are ideal for shading, highlighting, and mix of shimmer, satin, and matte textures can be used as a liner on the lid in the crease of the eye for an expertly contoured and blended effect. This palette does retail for $10, just like the other eyeshadow palettes they do carry. So then the packaging is standard again with the other e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. You do get like a snap closure, and it is plastic. You do get a mirror. Here are the shades that you get. It's actually a really beautiful palette. When I first got this, my eyes went straight towards these shades over here. Yeah, this is actually a really beautiful, pleasantly to look at palette. I will be inserting some swatches. As you guys can see in my swatches, the lightest shade, you can barely even see it on myself. So I feel like if you're really pale, you might not really be able to see that shade on you. You can barely see it on myself, and I'm a light medium skin tone. So I did swatch them all. I didn't find them all to be anything shimmery or anything like that. Like it claims to have shimmer, satin, and matte finishes. I feel like they're more on like satin and matte shades in this palette more. Yeah, the one that I used on my lid, that one, I do consider that one as a shimmer, but all the other ones, I feel like they're more satin. So I guess their claims are true, I guess, because they claim to be a mix of shimmer, satin, and matte. So I guess the only shimmer really that I feel like is this shade right here. Everything else, I feel like all the other shades that aren't matte, I feel like they're more satin. With these swatches that I included, I find that you can really have nice soft look, like everyday looks, and then you could also have like the deeper, more smoky eye looks as well, kind of like what I came up with today. You could really make this more like of a night look, just applying some lashes, still doing like a wing liner, and also adding like a different lipstick as well. Again, I mentioned that these shades over here were more of the shades that my eyes gravitated towards. Like these shades I'm just like meh about, but you do get a beautiful green eyeshadow, so that is nice. So I kind of like that you get a mix of different shades in here. Like you wouldn't expect like a satiny green in this palette mixed with like these warmer tone shades. So I do like the mix of shadows. I do wish that there was like a brow bone highlight setting shade. So I do wish that they had that, but overall I do think this palette is a good palette to pick up. So overall, I do recommend this palette. I don't feel like it's a dud. I only have 3 of these. I have this one, I have the Matte for Matte one, and then I also did pick up Jewel Pop because I really like how vibrant all the shades look in that palette. For an everyday eyeshadow palette, you're looking for something affordable, I think it's a thumbs up. I would recommend this palette. I don't think it's bad at all. The pigmentation, again, just swatching is not the greatest, but when you apply it to the eyes, I feel like you do get a pretty good pigmentation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please thumbs it up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!